Hey everyone, welcome to the new monthly project. This is number 53 and we're going to do t-shirt designs this time. So that involves a lot of creativity, but it really is all about the idea. If you can get a piece of art that just clicks, that t-shirt design is going to take off. So it's good to have something that's really fun and appealing and just works overall. So I thought this would be a fun monthly project. My art community has gone away for the month and come up with a bunch of designs. Let's have a look and go through. But first, I just want to share something that I did to go alongside this. I made this kind of clicker. I'm not overly happy with it now. It doesn't really have that idea that just clicks, you know what I mean, kind of thing. I was going to have the kind of rod going over that's holding the carrot dangling, you know, and they're chasing it like the cartoon. But it was going to be something like like Toad from Mario, or like a mushroom kind of screaming and the clicker is after him. But yeah, I don't know, I just didn't quite finish it. But this is kind of what I had to go alongside this, just a cartoony kind of version. Thought it'd be fun. I also kind of these are some old chibi designs that I did a while back, which I think would also work on a t-shirt just for fun, very simple. Kind of ones. Oh, that's me. I did that recently as a Wolverine, but it's actually supposed to be for an introduction to a video, but I just made that recently, thought I might as well share it. But that also kind of would work for a shirt, you know, as well. Not that I would have myself on a shirt, but I'm talking about the overall kind of concept and the way it's set up, that kind of thing. And then yeah, a little chibi Ghost Rider. But have a look at these ideas. I went on Pinterest and I just think it's full of just absolute gold when it comes to t-shirt designs. I mean, like simple stuff like this, like I was thinking of like skateboarding brands, things like that work really well for shirts. Even just these kind of fun ones of like the Looney Tunes characters. And this is by a certain artist who does this a lot, you can see here. And yeah, it's like the flesh ripping off the, and you see the skeleton. I just think that's really fun. Yeah, but like you see what I mean. Like these little ones here, this little Deadpool chibi design works really well. Chibi art, sorry, for t-shirt designs. I think very fun, cute, kind of simple and straight to the point, in your face, that kind of stuff. So yeah, this kind of really sparked my interest, and I thought this would be a really fun project to put out there. When I was younger, this brand, World Industries, was everything. I loved it. I was kind of into skateboarding a little bit, and this inspired me way back. I used to draw this character, this flame and the water guy. I loved it. So, but yeah, it's all about having heaps of fun. Let's check out and see what everybody has done. Also, I'm hoping that by the end of this project that these artists can actually make these designs legit and put them on actual shirts. Here's a bunch of designs I had set up for t-shirts that can actually be printed. So, and they're all like transparent, so the background is out, and it works really well for shirts. So I did this a while ago, but yeah, the idea was to have them kind of in a floating space so that they can work for shirts and things like that. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to set up for these guys, and everyone's got their PNG files, so it should work really well for this. And they can do that through TeePublic, or there are other t-shirt sites that can do this. So yeah, it should be fun. Each month I pick 3 submissions to critique, and I'm going to give some feedback to these shirt designs. So we have Paul, Adrian, and Paul. Awesome work. I'll dive into those shortly. Alright, let's check out some of these entries. Gotta start off with Paul Chury. Really cool art here. I like this Wolverine design you've got. They're giving us the finger. Snick off. Cool. Like, that's the kind of thing we're talking about. Just the idea a little bit. You know, it's just fun. Something that kind of clicks. I think that works well for a shirt. Definitely got that floaty space around it. Love that. I'll give you some feedback later once we get into the critiques. Well done, Paul. Next up, we've got Adrian. I like this, Cowabunga Games. That's cool. Like, I could picture this for a business or something like that. You know, like a gym kind of shirt. Very cool. I like how Raph has tats. That's a nice new touch. I haven't seen that before. Nice clean lines there. Yeah, I like the way that the text works on it as well. Looks really cool for a shirt. And there's also a preview here that you showed me of having that on a shirt. So that looks really cool. Awesome stuff there. And Adrian has another design here. Can you smell what the shock is cooking? Now, you mentioned that, yeah, because your artist name is Shell Shock Studios. So you wanted to kind of add that into, you know, like a design. So this shock is cooking. Yeah, that's cool. I like the way this looks. It's very cool. I think that would really pop on a shirt, especially the way you've designed that text. And you can see it here on a shirt design as well. So yeah, no, I like that. It really works nicely. All right, Andrew O. Now you've got a really cool design here that you've done. It's from Arkham Knight, the Batman games. And yeah, I like the simplicity of it. The question mark for the Riddler. And you know, you mentioned it was for like the Riddler trophies and all that. Big part of the game. But yeah, that works really nicely for that. I like that, especially for a shirt. So yeah, nice work there. Next up, Brett. You mentioned, so this is like the Krampus, yeah, Christmas themed kind of one here. And yeah, Brett thought, you know, it'd be fun to kind of do a shirt design like this with the Krampus. A few kids terrified on top there. I like the way that you've done this with the drawing alone is very cool. I like the stylistic choice on him or the beast. Yeah, nice rendering. It's very well put together. Cool pose. Yeah, that's terrifying. I love that. Yeah, nice work, Brett. All right, next up we've got Carl Jones, and you've done this very cool design here. Now it's got a bit of a backstory to it, and you said a Bayside police station wanted to get a bunch of hoodies made for their members. It's like a social club. And it was a fun idea, the bit of tongue-in-cheek kind of thing with the pig in checkered budgie smugglers sipping cocktails at the beach. So it's very cool for a police station club. I love that this is for an actual, you know, like a commission. So very cool. I hope they really liked it. I think it's cool. It worked nicely for a shirt. Very well held together. Love the way you got the ocean kind of just holding it all and framing it all around the edge. Nice clean work there too. Very professional, very well done. Awesome, Carl. And this is from another different Carl. This is cool. You called this one Tire Ed Curry, like tired. Yeah, that's cool. Like the carrot. Pretty cool idea. I like how you're having fun with that kind of thing. And you've got this one here, a Jesus crust. Jesus Christ, sorry. So it's like Jesus. Yeah, that's cool. Fun thing to do. And cheese, Jesus. Nicely done. Glad you're having a bit of fun with it. I love the cheesy grin. Mind the pun there, but that's looking really funny. You know, I could see this on a shirt, and it kind of make you chuckle a little bit. And that's kind of what I mean. Like that's what I wanted from this is to have some designs like that. You know, that you kind of just look at and have a chuckle. Bit of a laugh. I think that's the best way to go for these kind of designs. Yeah, nice work there, Carl. All right, now we've got some designs from Paul Cameron. This is cool. We've got Deadpool, Wolverine. I think that would work pretty well on a shirt right there, especially the way you've kind of roughed out the edge. So it's not just like a clean-cut image placed on a shirt. That's a good way to do it. I like this one. I've seen that one before. Really cool. Street Fighter 2. Yeah, that looks good. I like the way you've done that. You should try and get these laid out on shirts. Maybe you could sell them on a website or something. It'd work really well. You know what you could do, what I recommend, is you get this background here, this roughed out background, shrink it down more so that it starts about there, the crop of the background, and he is popped out of the frame, basically. So leave the character as is, but shrink this rough rectangle in more so it's about here, and that'll really look a lot better. Trust me, I've done that before. It just looks cool, makes the character pop out more. I love it. Yeah, this is cool. Optimus Prime, love the way that's looking. Your art is so clean, really awesome. Your ink work, love what you've done here through the black ink shading there. That's nice. Beautiful work there. That'd look so cool on a shirt, especially this techie border. Really cool. And here's another one from you. The new Superman. That's cool. And got it in the DC logo there. I like that. That'd look nice on a shirt. And you've got your Earthworm Jim one here. I'd really like to use this for the critique. So I'm going to give you some feedback on this one a little bit later. But I love this. I think Earthworm Jim is one of my favorite characters from my childhood. I love it. This looks great. Yeah, groovy. Yeah, it all looks really nicely. See what I mean? You've got this character popping out of that frame even more, and that. So that's done beautifully there. Well done. And we've got a few more designs here from Renee Allen Nielsen. So you've done, this is your Miles Morales. I think that's really cool. I personally probably would have had it on a different colored shirt maybe. I just feel like it'd make his whole pose pop more and be silhouetted. Because from a distance, it's kind of hard to read, but I like it. I do like it. And that art is unreal. I've seen it, and I think it's beautiful. This is cool. Cowabunga. Oh, this is nice. I love what you've done with each of the characters here. Raph, red, blue, purple, orange. And the way that those banners just streak through them with different color tones. That's so cool for a shirt. I don't know if I've really seen them done like that before. Because that's just one whole piece there, and you've done the color bands through each. That's a cool touch. I really like that. This is cool. Nice work here. Looks good on a shirt. I really like that. Is that Pokemon? I'm not sure what that one is. Sorry. I'm not too familiar, but I like it. I like it. And this is gold. I really love the way this one works. Deadpool. You got the bye 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 from the song, from the movie. But chibi style Deadpool with his little dog. That's really cool. I love that one. You see what I mean? Like when you have a design like that and it just clicks and you just kind of have a bit of a laugh. I think that looks nice on a shirt like that. Yeah, well done. And that's it for these designs. Let's get into some critiques and feedback now. All right, first critique. We got Paul Turi. You've done a really cool job of this Wolverine. Let me give you some feedback on this now. See if I can help you in any way. I love the drawing and the setup. I think it's great, especially around probably this area here. I've got like no changes at all in the way of drawing. The arm here is the one thing that's kind of bothering me, just the way this bicep and the arm and all that kind of work gets a little bumpy down here. It's just something with the anatomy. I'll just clean that up and show you what I could do. There we go. So I've just done a bit of a draw over. I feel like this forearm's just a bit too short, but you could probably lengthen that out. I don't know if the fist would be up about here, maybe, but then I feel like that would be off a little bit. No, I'd probably put the fist up a bit. But anyway, you see what I mean with the arm. I'll just fold this, hide it and show it so you can see what I'm trying to get at. So yeah, before it's just a little hard to read all the anatomy here. Too many kind of bumps and things going on. So I would just make it way more clear and just draw in the anatomy, all the muscles folding over each other. Let me raise up that white a little bit more. And just make it clearer to see, basically. So just here, just smooth out some of the bits. And yeah, this divot here and things like that, kind of smooth all that out, and then you'd be okay. So I'd do something like that. And I can't help but feel like the blue is just a bit off. It's probably a personal choice, that's fine. I would personally pull it more into the kind of teal, not teal, but blue, rather than the navy, and then lighten it, I would personally, and then saturate it. Just a little bit more, like not that crazy, you can still go a little half and half, probably that. Okay, I'll press OK, and so you can see the difference, because the other one's going more towards purple. So I'd probably go more blue. Now the only other thing, and this is a very comic Wolverine-y kind of thing, is I would add in the black. You know what I mean? That solid black, heavy shading, I think is going to do wonders for this. That's kind of what it needs. Especially for a t-shirt design, just to help it really pop and get that contrast now. You could even add it to the yellow a little bit as well. You don't have to. I know it's a style choice, really. Now, the other thing I want to talk about was the yellow itself is a bit off as well, so I'd probably saturate it a lot, but I also bring it a little bit more into the orange slightly like -8 back towards the reds, like orangey red. And then you want to kind of maybe darken it by 5, saturate it a lot more. So now it's starting to look a bit better in the way of like the right, correct kind of yellow. And maybe I'd do a color balance as well and select highlights. Highlights can be more yellowy and even green to get that kind of yellow to pop more. And the shadows can be more reds with a little bit of purple, slightly blue, and that'll really set that just about right. May even desaturate just slightly more so it's popping a little too much. And then I'd probably just get the dodge tool set to mid-tones. I'm just going to like lighten where it needs to, just so it pops just right, and then darken the other parts that don't need to be so bright, like as it fades down there, and then I'll just saturate that. But that's it for the colors wise. I think that'll work a lot better. So just, yeah, before and after, you can see just a couple of improvements there to try and get it just right for you. And now it kind of really pops in your face a bit more. I probably wouldn't actually, this dark part on the yellow, I could probably get rid of that actually, but yeah, the rest I would probably keep, and I think that's working nicely now. One of the other things I wanted to talk about was the red circle in the back. So if you're going to use it for a shirt, I mean, I found this example. That purple works nice with it. This red, for some reason, isn't really working that well for me. For some reason, I'm not quite sure why. I mean, red's cool and it's fine, but for this, I think it's got something to do with Wolverine's colors. I mean, here on this cover, the red's working well, but it kind of has a yellow warmth to the middle of it. Let's try that. Otherwise, I might try that purple a little bit inside the red. Just make it just the right tone, and then maybe a little more yellowy around the center and bottom. Maybe it fades to that, and I think that looks quite nice and a bit better. But it's kind of bleeded into him. Let me just fix that. Yeah, I think that works a lot better in the way of just how appealing it could be. You know what I mean? Let's try the purple as well. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good with the purpley kind of blue. That's fine. I think that I prefer that, I think. Oh, and I've got a black backdrop, which I think works nicely. I don't know, I kind of like the purpley one better, but it's totally a choice thing really, isn't it? I mean, he pops better with the red, so let's just keep it for that for now. But the other thing I was going to say is the background the shirt would probably be black, I reckon. I couldn't imagine that on a white shirt. I'm not sure. Black would be better. And it still works and looks nice. And the blade even pops more. I feel like the message is coming across stronger now that it's on a black shirt. But here's the original, and now, well, let's make it white. So yeah, and don't forget the changes on the arm too that I had there. And there's just one more thing I want to talk about before I wrap this bit up. So I'm pretty sure it's snicked with the T on the end in the comics. It's always been snicked, but that's fine. I understand why you chose to go snick off, because snicked off doesn't really sound like, it doesn't have that flow, does it? Because obviously the snick has to stand for the F word, so ends with a K. Yeah, so matches that, I suppose. So yeah, it's fine. Keep it as snick, I guess. And I just wanted to bring that up. But I like this kind of comic font. I'm not really a fan of this wording up here, especially how the I bleeds with the dot bleeds with the I. And yeah, it's just the design of the text. So let me quickly whip one up for you that I think would work a little better, and I want to match this. So I'm in Illustrator. I found a really cool font here. It's called Nozhic Bold. Nozhic. Very cool font. I think it's free actually on the Adobe thing. There's also Hindenburg, which I really like. But yeah, this one here is Nozhic. And I think it's quite nice. So I made it yellow. I also shifted some of the wording to make it look like the comic. I'm going to try and match your thing now, but I wanted to show you something kind of cool in Illustrator. You can actually have 3D wording and rotate it however you like. And I was going to try and do this. You can even, where is it? You can even add perspective. So there's the perspective there. and the lighting. You can also change the light source, which is very important for wording and just the shading, I suppose, wherever them casted shadows are. I think that's fine, and then I would probably go expand, and then I'll try one more thing. Hopefully this works. Yes, it worked. Great. So I'm trying to arch it over like you have on your shirt. And you can really warp it however you like, and I think it's kind of fun. Yeah, I'd probably go about that. And then I'll just press expand appearance, and I'll just copy that and bring it over to Photoshop. So back to your design now, and I'll just plonk it in here. And yeah, I just think this would look pretty nice up there. Just to have nice wording, looks more professional. Black shirt, and yeah, just put it up there. I'd tuck it behind his ears, and I think that'd be quite nice for a shirt. Yeah, the other thing I was going to do, I won't do it right now because I've got to move on, but I probably would have, the other option, if you want to keep it more simple and don't do the 3D effect, just do it yellow text with black outlines like that, and that would be really nice. And just more kind of appealing, got that pop, you know what I mean? And so there's before and after, and yeah, so I hope that helps, Paul. Sorry if I dragged that out a little bit. I just wanted to have a bit of fun with it, but definitely wanted that more comic feel with the black shading through the inking. Really just black out those ear bits. They're always classically kind of just pitch black almost, with some subtle bits of blue. That's the key with Wolverine usually, is just the blue is kind of minimal and the black is strong and contrast is high on that stuff. So anyway, I'll leave it there. Great work, Paul. You're awesome. All right, next up is Adrian. I really like what you've done here with Raph and the Cowabunga gains. Very cool. Let's give you some feedback on this one. I think he's drawn really well. I like the way it's drawn. And I'm just finding the inks, they're a little too thin. There's not enough contrast and pop for the line work is what I mean. You really want to try and strengthen that up and make it really strong, especially for a shirt. It should be nice and bold. See what I mean? Kind of like really playing up on that the black shading, and that's cool because it kind of helps play with a positive negative kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen that kind of art that really uses negative space in its advantage? And that's kind of what we're going to do with this. So you've got a black t-shirt, so you can just really have a lot of black flowing through the character in his shading. I think would be a smart choice, and it would just really also bring definition to the character and make it pop and stand out, and just be more interesting overall. So these knuckles, I feel like you should draw every little detail in the hands as well. But yeah, at first, I'll be honest, I was having a little bit of a hard time understanding the hands. Now, I know what they're doing because it's a very clear pose, and you obviously know he's lifting up a bar. So you kind of instantly know where his hands are, but they're still just not reading that well. I would personally probably put the thumb up probably here, and then your big thumbnail of the Ninja Turtle there, so it's real clearly seen. And I think that would just help a lot as well, just having the thumb pop through, and then just have the knuckles really visible and chunky like this, really big chunky knuckles. And then I'll get that blue light back in, something like that. But you can even put details through like that, and again through here, like big knuckles, have them kind of folding over. Play with the details a little bit more, I reckon, and that's going to really help with this entire piece. And then yeah, just all these knuckle details here, and then you can play with the dark creases in between the fingers, all that kind of stuff. Really hammer in them shadows. Same with the dumbbells. I mean, keep them grey because we need them to be visible. It's a black shirt, you don't want them to get lost in that, so keep some detail there, but really they need stronger black outlines. You can even get a really dark shadow here. Just have a casted shadow just for fun, like this. And that'll just sell, like that'll feel really, just a lot better and more natural having it like this. And then have them details of the barbells go around, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And with the eyes, I would personally add a lot of black around them. I mean, we're kind of playing with that theme now, so you can darken around the eyes, and what that does is it really helps them pop out. Now they've got their iconic white eyes, haven't they? So this is going to really help those eyes just pop out, shine basically, and just look cooler, I think, overall. Add a few creases and things like that into the masks and more details. That's really all this needs. I'd probably also change the color of the yellow there. That's kind of bothering me slightly. I would bring it -10 or so in the hue, so it's more into the orangey, and just desaturate it slightly, I reckon. Maybe just even have a fade as it disappears down the bottom, I think would be good. I just think that looks a little better doing it that way. And then a little lighter up the top, I suppose. But yeah, before it was just, the yellow was a little off for me. I did also lighten the entire, all the colors are lightened now, but it probably is a little too light, but I'll just darken that slightly, about half and half to what I had and yours. And that's about right now. So yeah, you can see what I mean with the contrast, the black shading. Let's go to the original and then now. So you see that just how much it really pops once you add a little bit more of the black shading, inking into it. A lot stronger, bolder. You got to think it has to be something that's going to be seen from a long way away by people, and you want it to kind of be eye-catching and draw you in. So if you make it as strong as possible, that's going to work, and then you'll get that effect. And yeah, anyway, let's leave it there. I really like that. I love your text design too. No changes on that one. But yeah, you can see zoomed out, it's a lot more kind of draws you in a little bit. I'd add a lot more shading, like black shading through here, and you could go a lot heavier if you wanted to play around with it. But anyway, leave it like that. Anyway, awesome work, Adrian. Okay, last critique. Paul Cameron, really cool work. I love Earthworm Jim. That's you know, I loved it. I played it so much when I was a kid back in like the 90s. This is cool. I like your shirt design. It would work well on a black shirt or a white shirt. I personally think a white shirt. Let me give you some feedback. So I think the main thing I'm finding is the line work. It's just a little rough, I would say, in some parts. And I'm just noticing that there is a 3D effect on him, like that 3D effect. I personally probably wouldn't put that on there for a shirt design. It just wouldn't come out well, and it would look like a misprint, like in the physical, in the real world, basically, when you're holding it in your hand. So just, I would keep it nice and sharp, clean black lines, and yeah, a few other little tweaks here and there that I'll help you with. Let me just try and, I don't know, do I do a draw over? I just mainly want to talk about your line work here, so I think we can help improve that. I think something fun to play around with on this would be the flow. That's one thing that I'm not seeing too much of in the way of, what I mean is Earthworm Jim himself. The animation and the gameplay of him is so fluid, and he has this thing about him where it's the flow is a big deal, and I just feel like we need just a little bit more of that here. And personally, where it bunches up down here is a little too thin as well. I would have went quite big around, down, and then out like this, and do some like nice flow coming out with the lines. So a big swooping motion, I would say, almost, as you come up. And then you can have like, you can still do like that kind of flow. Like, I'm trying to get it right here, and it's very tricky. I've got this unique kind of pen, but yeah, I would just really make it look way more animated. and that would look really cool for this piece. And I'm doing a lot more kind of folds. Do you see what I mean? Like with the eye. And they do this with the original art as well. So the eye can kind of like really fold over. There's the main eye there. And then you got another little eyelid here that can fold over. And then I would have the eyelid itself, yeah, do what you're doing. I kind of want to make this eye a lot bigger. Because in the, yeah, he's usually got one massive eye and one little one. Kind of, that's usually what it's like. So I might just make it look like that and go way more animated. And then the lips are always very, very animated as well, almost like folding up and over the eye, since it's like an expression kind of thing. One of the cool things about Earthworm Jim is there is some really high details sometimes within him. Even though he's so cartoony, they have this almost realism look to him in some of the rendering, which don't worry, we won't get into that in yours, because yours is, let's keep it how you've got it. We don't have to go full like they do, because it doesn't always have to be the same. What I mean is mainly with the teeth is I would probably put a little more detail in the teeth. Just start bringing out some more of the little details like this, and have every little, so have little suggested lines where some of the teeth meet and close and that kind of stuff. I think would really help this piece as well. And I'll just fix that bit there. But yeah, I just think that would be really cool. Just put some teeth details in here and there. Just subtle ones. And then as you get round to the sides, it can be stronger as they fold around the side of the head like that. So this one here could connect, and then it just, the other bit disappears around the back of the head like that. Let's fill in this mouth bit, and I'll do the other teeth as well. So I can just fill that in there. I hope you don't mind that I'm redrawing this. I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to, it's really the line work is what I'm trying to focus on it and show you. So that's the main thing, is flow, and the way the movement almost, and treat the line work like every line is animated, like he's moving and popping around the screen kind of thing. That's the way I kind of think about it. And it helps me a lot when I'm trying to do an animated kind of fun character like that. And I just wanted to try and help you, and hopefully this, by me redrawing and doing the lines again, I think it might help show you that and what my thought process basically in that. So hopefully. And I think that big eyeball could probably go on this side. I don't know why, but I feel like it, does it matter? I don't know if it matters, does it, where it goes? I would personally put it on this side, on the bigger eye. I'll have to look at some references. I don't know if there's like a rule or a law to that where it actually belongs, but I would personally put it there. And then the thing that I like to do with eyes now is I'll draw in the shine, the eye shine. So I'll draw like that and do like an eye shine outline basically. And you can even do two, because you could do one there and then one there, so it breaks over the iris maybe. See that kind of movement in the end of the top of his tail bit there, and I'm trying to keep it so that it's consistent. It gets a little too thick here and then too thin and then back to thin again here and things like that. So I'd probably yeah, have it go thick, 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 and then thinner and thinner and thinner, all the way down to really thin and pointy. So just so it's more consistent, if that makes sense there. There we go. And the only other thing was in the original, this ring that it's like his collar. That's I would personally thicken it up, treat it more like an actual ring, like a sonic ring or something. I don't know how you'd explain it, because at the moment it looks more like a bowl because there's no shoulders, I guess, to attach to it. So, and I probably would actually add the shoulders in, to be honest. But yeah, I would go more like this. But yeah, I'd maybe just have his shoulders pop in I'll show them somehow and then crop it off with that thing. But yeah, I do the ring a bit more like that. So let me show you before and after. I just felt like it was more of a dish before, which I think it could kind of confuse me slightly. Even though I knew that what it was, I think for fresh eyes, it's better to try and make it more accurate and more like a ring, like the classic. But yeah, teeth here can be fixed, and that'll do. I'll leave it at that. Hopefully, see the line work is what I was trying to talk about here. So yeah, and bold as well. I was going really bold and then thin and like a lot of flow, trying to make it animated and kind of crazy and wacky. I found there was a little too many sharp edges in a way, like where I'd probably smooth it out and go a little more floppy and wonky and kind of saggy, or how would you call it? Like Earthworm Jim's very bendy and rubbery. So yeah, that kind of thing. But yeah, hopefully that helps. I really love your work. One more thing I'll talk about is just the eye. The green eye should be more saturated, more of a brighter green, I reckon. Just from what I saw in the original, it's kind of like that. But everything else I really love. Love the texts, love the spaceship. Yeah, awesome work there, Paul. Hope that helps, mate. All right, that's it for this monthly project. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I loved all of these submissions. The t-shirt designs kind of idea, the concept there is really fun, you know, and you can do a lot with it. And yeah, I'm going to link to these guys some places where they could potentially get them printed onto actual shirts. And so you can all kind of, you know, yeah, get them printed, check them out, wear them. It's cool. That's the whole point. So yeah, really love these. Super creative. Get a bit of that brain flow, I would say, and you know, that creative thought process. That's what I found when I was trying to think about one. I spent like a day or so just thinking of ideas. What could be fun on a shirt? And it's really fun to kind of create and get that idea. It's all about the idea. Anyway, I'll leave it there, and yeah, if you're new to monthly projects, you'd like to join in, just head over to patreon.com/Patrick Brown and you can join in. There's so many more things on my Patreon, tutorials, art competitions. I'm always keeping everyone busy. Monthly projects, art files, everything. It's cool. There's a big art community there, and yeah, everyone helps each other. It's very creative and inspiring, so I recommend it. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Thanks everyone. See you in the next video.